Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Startup Boston Week. If you've caught an event before, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. My name is James Coe, and I'm one of the organizers for this event. So on my screen, okay, you'll see there are a bunch of sessions happening right now. Currently, you're logged in to watch Pitch Perfect, live VC feedback for startup pitches. If you did hope to catch one of the other sessions, please click on Agenda at the very top of your screen, then click Join next to the correct session. A couple of sort of housekeeping matters. On the right side of your screen, I want to point out a couple tabs. The first is the Chat tab. Please feel free to use that tab to share any thoughts, comments about the event, engage with fellow attendees. Please introduce yourself on the chat, share where you're logging in from. I've mentioned a couple of times, we had someone logging in from India the other day, someone from Hawaii. And feel free to share a link to your LinkedIn profile. But if you have any questions for the panel or for pitching founders, please use the Q&A tab on the far right of your screen to submit any questions, because that'll make it easier for the moderator to see the question and get it answered. And this conference is all about learning, so we definitely encourage you to ask questions. One last note, we are running a social media competition where you'll want to pay attention to what our speakers are saying and then post your favorite quote on social media from them using the hashtag SBW2021. Then you'll be entered to win one of 5 $100 gift cards to a Black-owned Boston business. Now with that, I'm going to hand the stage over to our moderator, Andy Lyons. Andy, it's all yours.
Yay! Yay, everyone! Hello and welcome to the Pitch Perfect virtual workshop. We are so happy you're joining us at Startup Boston Week 2021. I'm your Pitch Perfect moderator, Andy Lyons, 4 times founder, startup champion to founders around the world, co-host of the Founders Live Boston Startup Pitch event, and host of the Startup Live show, where I amplify diverse founder voices to help first-time founders find the solutions and inspiration they need to succeed. And we have 4 fab featured founders pitching their startups today. So get ready to take notes and grab gems for your startup journey, as well as ask questions. We love bringing in questions from the audience, so be sure to do that. And also be sure to share this event and grab some screenshots of your favorite moment and share it on your favorite social media platform, remembering to use the hashtag SBW2021. I am so excited for you to meet these esteemed panelists, because they are bringing years of brilliance to the conversation, and they're going to be sharing so many wonderful nuggets, feedback, and advice that we can all use. So I'd love to begin with having them introduce themselves. So Renata, go ahead. Please say hello and share with everybody a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Renata Marino. My background, I'm Latina, born and raised in Boston, so I'm happy to support my hometown, the Beantown, Boston Beantown. But I live in Chicago. My background is I went to Bowdoin College in Maine. I worked in investment banking for several years, then in tech in '99 at Reebok. And then after getting my MBA at Booth, went into new product development, StageGate, new product development, leading global P&L teams. So really kind of the right way to launch a product with step-by-step processes that typically happens in corporate. Applied a lot of that StageGate new product development, launching my own businesses after leaving corporate. And now I'm an investor, and I actually invest in female founders in the pre-seed and seed stage sectors in the health and wellness space. So I'm happy to provide as much feedback because I've seen and heard and built multiple pitches as a serial entrepreneur. And so I'm excited to help you guys hit it out of the ballpark.
Hooray. And we're so happy to have you joining us today. You bring a wealth of knowledge, but also the fact that you champion and amplify female founder voices is just wonderful. And as Steve Vilkas said in the comment threads, You champion people. You are a legend. You lift us up. You have us dancing on Instagram. You're amazing.
Thank you.
#DMB. All right, Hookchin, please share your wonderful background.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yes, my name is Hyuk-Jin Sa. I'm the general partner of a new fund that we're creating called Sky River Ventures. It's a deep tech and digital health focused venture capital fund based here in Boston, which is where I am. Prior to this, I was the U.S. East Coast head of Samsung Ventures, which is the corporate venture arm of Samsung. And we invested in a variety of things from biotech all the way to nanomaterials, quite broad. Prior to that, I was an engineer most of my life, worked at Intel for a number of years, building a Pentium microprocessor, to working at a biotech company and a consumer electronics company. Worked on Wall Street as well at JP Morgan Investment Banking, and joined Samsung Ventures after that. So really excited about today's session and looking forward to moving this along.
I love it. Very impressive. And as we like to say here in Boston, clearly wicked smart as well. Well, we're going to have a wonderful conversation today. One of our panelists could not make it, but it's okay. We've got incredible brain share here to get the right feedback to our wonderful fab featured founders that are ready to pitch and share their amazing businesses with you. So I am ready to go ahead and bring on our first pitch person. And look at that logo right up there in front. It's the one and only Sean O'Neill from Toast Supplements, right here from Boston, Massachusetts. So happy you're here to share your brilliance with us, and make sure that you, get your screen up and running so that we can watch your pitch. And let me know if you have any challenges with that. There's that tiny purple. Look at him glow right there, ready to go. Once you start talking, Sean, you'll be in the upper part of the screen. And I am, you know what I need to do right here? I've got to mute myself and get that 3 minutes going for you. Hold on for 1 second. Are you ready to glow?
I am.
Awesome. And folks, I just want you to know, I am a person who benefits from this product, just saying. Shameless plug, okay?
All right, are we ready?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, well, my name is Sean O'Neill, and I'm the founder of Toast Supplements, which helps you make the most of every moment. Supplements are a booming market, and they're used by a huge range of consumers. Those consumers are becoming increasingly discerning in their demands. Sick of pills, consumers' number one criteria is that a supplement tastes good. Unsurprisingly, they also prefer functional products they can feel work. If you take 5-Hour Energy, you feel energized. If you take a fish oil capsule, you're just hoping it does something. And you're probably wishing it were a fish oil gummy instead. And at Toast, we've taken those lessons to heart. Our supplements are candy quality gummies that you can feel work, powered by clinically researched natural ingredients. Our flagship product, the Before You Drink Gummy, is a delicious candy quality gummy bear that helps restore key nutrients and supports your liver so that you can celebrate and still feel great. And this is a huge potential market. Already, quote unquote, hangover cure products, and that doesn't include common remedies like Gatorade or Advil, generate about $2 billion annually. But the opportunity is way larger than that. On any given day in the United States, there are 2 million full-time workers who are hungover at work. And there are 2 billion alcohol consumers worldwide. And we launched publicly around this time last year, and despite doing virtually no marketing, not spending a penny on advertising, we did nearly $80,000 in Q4 revenue, and it would have been higher except we sold out of gummies. This year, we've made a smaller formulation, then we stocked out of gummies in June, again with virtually no marketing. We hit some production delays over the summer, but we were able to use that time to make some changes that will dramatically reduce our production times moving forward, and now we're poised for really aggressive growth. We have about $300,000 in inventory that's nearly ready. We're launching in a pair of new international marketplaces, and we'll be getting marketing assistance directly from Amazon throughout Q4, and that's just the start. You see, our gummies give us a major advantage over our competition. We're more appealing to consumers, we have better margins, and we're appealing to a wide range of channels. We've already partnered with ATAC, which is the Asian American Trade Associations Council, the largest C-store association in America. We've received interest from hotels and high-end resorts, as well as traditional retailers like Urban Outfitters. And our current gummies are just the beginning for us. We've already piloted a second line, a sleep gummy, which was positively received, and we have an updated version in development. And we've also begun early work on R&D for some additional lines. As I said before, I'm the founder, and I developed our initial Before You Drink formula before partnering with Dr. Joris Verster, who is the leading authority in this field. We're a member of Amazon Launchpad and have partnered with ATAC. We're also a member of the Mucker Labs portfolio, which provides us access to a wide network. We are currently raising an equity crowdfunding round on Microventures, which you can check out on their platform, microventures.com. And you can get our gummies both directly from Toast on our website, alwaystoast.com, or via shipped Prime via Amazon. Follow us on social at Always Toast. And remember, toast to your health. Thank you.
Wow, in under 3 minutes, too. You're amazing, Sean. Alexa off. Sorry, everybody. Anybody has Alexas. That was
Would you like me to continue sharing, or should I close out?
I would leave it up just in case one of our experts here, panelists, has a question regarding something that you asked. So, Renata, go ahead.
Sure. So this is a category that I invest in, health under the health and wellness umbrella. So I know it fairly well. In terms of your pitch, great to stay within. You seem really invigorated and enthusiastic, which is awesome, and we always want to see that in founders. One of the things, they have 3 things to say. One is it's really important, I think, as a founder to tie why is this problem so important to you personally, because it lures in the audience to know why you're passionate about it. Is it something that you had health issues? Is your mother, like, what personal thing makes you tied to this? Why are you're the right person solving this problem? The other thing is, I think I just needed clarification, like slide 1 is like, what problem are you solving? Is it a hangover problem and you're trying to address the hangover? Like, what about this supplement is so critical when you size the market? Are you solving the hangover problem? Like, is that the markets? I just was really unclear when you say supplements. The other thing is, who's the target audience? What is it? Female? Is it male? What age group? What else do they buy? I mean, you did have a competitive slide, but what I would like to know, if it was me, I was the target market, let's say I always have hangovers. I'm just making this up. And what is inside this amazing supplement that other products that people take when they're hungover or whatever the problem is solving? How is it better? Maybe I drink a lot of water, or maybe I go and have a lot of greasy food the next day, like whatever it is, like what's so awesome about it? I mean, I know I've talked to a couple health spas that have like people get IVs when they're hangover, or like B12 injections. So those are the kind of competitive I would want to see in a competitive set. So that's a lot of feedback, but those are kind of like the top level points that I would like to see right off the bat in a under 5 minute pitch.
Awesome. And yeah, we can get some questions also from the audience, but that is a lot to work with. And I know Sean will be reviewing this video as well and taking notes, but perhaps we'll have a minute or 2 where he can respond to some of that. But next, Jen, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, great pitch. Really tight. I liked it. And I love the enthusiasm, like Renata said. A couple of things that I would point out. One, also, because it's a quick 3 minute pitch, I know you feel the pressure of having to put in every single word. And so you're speaking at a pretty fast pace, and the investor, while they're listening, they may want to jot down some notes. And so speaking at a little bit of a slower tone might help the investors to keep up with what you're doing. 2, I'd like to understand a little more about, the core secret sauce of your ingredient. What is it that really makes it that it is a proven hangover cure, right? It wasn't clear what that was, because there have been many others who've tried this. And in fact, I believe somewhere online I read one day there was some Tesla engineer who was making some sort of a hangover cure too. Why his is better than yours, I don't know, but would love to understand a little bit more specifically which competitors are you're targeting as the biggest competitors, and maybe show how well they're doing. And there's an opportunity to take a little bit of market share from them. So I think that'll be really important. I don't think I saw any kind of also revenue projections as well. I know it's a 3 minute pitch, so it is short, but at least kind of having a high level of what you're expecting will be really nice. And then, you are raising. I don't know if you have some money that's already soft circled or committed, to know that to create almost a sense of urgency for VCs helps them to move a little bit quicker. And so if you have a deadline or a certain amount that is already committed, it interests the VCs a little bit more. And then finally, as you're thinking about this company and as you're growing this out with these multiple products, what is your ultimate exit strategy if you have one? What do you want to do beyond this? And how do the investors recoup their money? And so they would like to probably have even just a one sentence on that would be helpful. Okay.
If I can add, one thing with pre-seed that I like to see, even if you don't have traction or you don't have sales, is who's on your advisory board? Like, do you have any connections with people who are you e-commerce? Are you retail? Like, what is your go-to-market strategy, and who on your team can help you get there? I do ask a lot of the pre-seed startups if they have an MVP or even samples. I think you do have them, but just to understand who's going to help you get those customers.
Awesome.
So one final thing is, it's the question that Renata asked you earlier, why this company, but also why now is really important too. Why is this the right time to have this gummy treat, right? Is there higher cases of people getting hangovers now because of COVID? I don't know, and so it'd be great to answer that question as well.
Well, I can speak personally that I started enjoying the product before COVID. I would just like to add two other things too, just to have it as backup slide. Of course, is your customer acquisition cost. How much is it going to cost you to bring people on board, get this product out, and the kind of margins that you're going to have in this product today versus when you really scale. And then maybe when you go deeper and you have a longer time to do this, talk about your co-manufacturer, because that's the real partnership that you have with the person who's going to make sure that you carry it forward. So look, I am just so thrilled. I have to send you off for the next one soon, but I think you did a phenomenal job. Any last thoughts? I don't see any questions from the audience. I'll read to see if there's anybody's just chatting about this, but okay, no, not yet. But you're available. Everybody, you can go to Sean@alwaystoast.com. Also get that Let's Toast 15 for 15% off your first order. You will really love this product, and you'll really love how they deliver it as well. Checking the comments one more time. Nope, we're all done.
I think there's a Q&A as well here. There's a Q&A question, I believe, from Stephen.
Oh, well, yeah, that's sort of an overall one. I thought I'd save it to the end because it just sort of talks, for YouTube. But so here's a question for the judges that just came up from Justin. And he's saying, good asks for Sean, how much of this list do you expect in a 3-minute pitch?
Yeah, that's a tough question because there is so much to cover. The way I look at it is that 1 or 2 3-minute pitch is just a pitch to get you to the next meeting. Yeah. Right. And so it's hard to say. Each investor might have different responses. I certainly don't think, revenue is the top thing that should be on here, right? But targeting the problem, what you're solving, and how you're differentiator, 3 things that I would say are key, and then everything else you can actually fit in, I think would be extra added, plus to that.
Right. And I'd love to see Sean answers the judges' questions. Don't you? Wouldn't you like to see an episode of that for a follow-up? That would be great. Sean, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being willing to pitch your beautiful business to the world like this, because we have the world watching. Thank you to Justin for bringing in some great questions as well. And so I'm going to just say see you bye and thank you. And we're going to go ahead and bring in our next presenter here. And all the way from Bogota, Colombia, it's Quali's founder, Andres Hoya Mascara.
Hello, everyone. Very nice to meet you. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can. So happy to have you here. And please go ahead and share your screen.
Okay, can you see my screen fine?
Yes, I can. That's perfect. And again, folks, just go ahead and add questions. But I think we have our moderator in the comment chat session who will remind everybody that you are to click on the Q&A segment if you want your question published. So I can bring it right up here on the big screen because we had some good comments last time. So be sure to do that. Okay, folks? Okay, we're ready for you, Andres.
Excellent. So I'm ready. So let's go ahead. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm Andres Joya. I'm from Colombia. I'm the CEO of Coalai, and I would like to invite you to be part of this opportunity. Coalai is the on-demand platform for young professionals in business and tech. We are solving a problem that is based of an underutilized market for young professionals and small and medium enterprises, in where first, the small and medium enterprises need someone to execute tasks that they cannot as they lack of time, expertise, and resources. At the same time, young professionals need to gain experience to find a meaningful job. Well, we're a company with a purpose, and our purpose is to create remote work opportunities for young professionals, generating development for the small and medium enterprises and generating meaningful experience for youth. But what exactly are we? Well, we are the on-demand platform of young professional talent. We specialize in services for small and medium enterprises using reliable professionals and a step-by-step set of instructions. We guarantee the quality of the service, we generate impact for young professionals, and we specialize in those needs. We have been developing services in business analyst services and software development ones. We're samples, as you can see on this slide. But how exactly we work? Well, our platform first enables the connection between the freelancers, as we like to call them, coaliers, and the company when they apply in the platform, as you can see on the screen. Then Coalai selects the best person or team and drives tailor-made methodology that is a set of step-by-step instructions that will guarantee the result. Lastly, the client can follow up developing meetings that are weekly or daily. So far, we have found that there is a big opportunity of 100 million USD of total addressable market. We're aiming to go of the 1% of the service addressable market, which means that we will be able to generate 270 million USD by the year 5. This is our team that has a thesis that tech can lead the workforce to execute tasks. Personally, myself, I am a magna cum laude master's degree alumni from Babson College. Daniel, who is our CTO, has a master's degree in machine learning. And Veronica, she's from Venezuela, and she's a cum laude and member of the board of ISEC in Venezuela. With them, we have generated a business model that is based off a 50% margin from SMEs and youth. But you can charge per project, per hour, part-time or full-time. This is the future of work. We so far have generated 20K of AIR with 47 deals in the US and in Colombia in sectors such as education, services, agriculture, and retail. And we are different from our competitors because we guarantee the quality of the work with our set of instructions. We are affordable and we generate impact for educated youth. In fact, 70% of those have found meaningful opportunities through our experience. So far, we have been part of the Full Price Boston, being part of Hubbug Accelerator, and have been registered as C Corp in the US in this year. We have raised 15K, but we need your help to get to the next level. We are raising in this moment 500K for 18 months runway in order to get more than 15 clients per month, more than 22,000 users.
Okay, Andres, your 3 minutes is up, but wow, awesome. And I'm going to have Hookton go first, but Hookton, can I just go ahead and share a text question?
Sure.
Just before we get started, I'm going to, no, okay, no, it's not letting me. Okay, got it. I figured that one out. Go ahead, Hookton, go ahead with your questions. Thank you and feedback.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the pitch. I have a question for you. So are you targeting the Colombia market or are you targeting globally, the US market? It wasn't clear to me. Maybe I missed it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm targeting the Latinx communities in the US market, but I'm providing talent that is from Colombia. So the clients are in the US, the talent is in Colombia.
Okay. So yeah, it'd be great to know that a little bit upfront, a little bit clearly, because I missed it, and so I apologize for that. And then, what it wasn't clear to me also. If you're looking for this talent, is it more of a marketplace for freelancers to to use your services to get connected with customers, or is it a place to upload your profile to get hired for as an employee?
That's a wonderful question. It's like a marketplace with the difference that we not only guarantee the connection, but also we standardize the deliverable of the product.
Okay. So yeah, so I think doing one or the, I think it'll be hard to do both. It has to be one, either a marketplace or a talent search place. You can't be a Canva plus LinkedIn. It's two separate things. And so I would say you have to define that a little bit more. And then you talk about this quality of work, and I guess you're saying you're guaranteeing it. So how are you guaranteeing it, and who's taking on that risk to do that? So that would be a big concern for a VC. We might comment.
Thank you very much. Hi.
Yeah, I actually want to piggyback on what Heejun said. So it seems like again, maybe clear up what platform you are. It seems like you're a dual-sided marketplace, but what I want to question is two questions. It's a two-part question. How do you onboard both sides, the businesses and the people working? And then how do you vet them? Do you have like a Yelp process? Like, how do you know that who vets these people and the quality of work? And how do you, like, it kind of goes with the same question, like, how do you guarantee the quality of work? Is there like a Yelp process? Like, how do I know I'm getting a top talent to work on my project? Because it's a big risk.
Wonderful. So we select the youth from the top 10 universities in the country. We deliver a specific process of onboarding for them, or selection. But the key point is on your question of guaranteeing the quality. So our business thesis is that our platform can deliver a specific set of instructions that we build that detailed that the youth plus this set of instructions will have a product that will be like standardized and with enough quality. It will be very similar to when you are cooking by seeing a video on YouTube, that you put play, pause, and then you get a result that it will be nearer to the quality unexpected.
Yeah, so it's almost like it's if you had a rate, because it sounds like you have a filter in the standardized process, but it would also, to address Renata's question, is it would be great if you also had a rating system, like where do they fall?
In this moment, we don't have that. Thank you so much, Renata.
Yeah.
We will incorporate that into our platform. That's
Yeah.
really interesting.
And just so you know, I am working with another startup it's more small businesses, and that they have that, and you actually move to the top depending on your Yelp rating from past customers. I actually think that's incentivize people to do top quality work.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I know that really it's something really, really nice. Thank you so much.
And Neil from the audience has a great question here. What are the kinds of tasks that are a good fit for this platform? How is quality of submissions controlled?
Wonderful question. So there are like two types of tasks. Ones are in business analyst services, things such as market studies, pricing analysis, competitor analysis, pitch decks design. And on the other end is software development, but just first aid, like MVPs or web page development. And then the second question is, how is the quality submissions controlled? So we actually replicate this set of step-by-step instructions, and we try to standardize like each of the deliverables. And that's how we are controlling that right now.
Okay, so I have to be honest here, folks. I do not know how to remove this message now. I did marked answered, and golly gee. Oh, I know, here. Okay, got it. Stop sharing. Very good job. Thank you so much for being willing to come and present to the Boston, a bit of a hometown for you while you were going to school here, getting your graduate degree. So congratulations on all that you've done with your company, and much success for you. And thank you so much, Andres, for hopping in and sharing your business.
Thank you very much to all of you. It was a really, really nice experience. It added a lot of value. Thank you very much.
Everybody follow. You'll find all the details in the dashboard when we're done, but wonderful, wonderful job. Okay, so next up, all the way from Uganda. Let's see if I can get, is he here? Is he here? Yes, he is. It is live from Uganda. It's Ecomac founder Ronald Mugeya, who's joining us on the
Yeah, yeah.
stage.
Thank you so
Hi, how
much.
are you?
You can hear me?
Yes, absolutely. I know it's a little late in the evening for you.
Yeah, it's 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Yeah.
Great. You want to bring up your screen, share?
Okay. Yes.
That would be wonderful. We have two wonderful questions in the hopper for our panelists. I'm going to hold them until after the pitches, everybody, because they're so important and they're about pitching. They're about, what you need, some really good strategic questions. So we want to get those answered. But
You
hang in
can
there, stay with us, okay?
see my pitch.
Yes, I can. And are you ready to glow?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go for it.
Thank you so much. Hi everyone. I'm Ronald Mugiga, CEO and founder Ecomark Cycras. Growing up in a refugee host community, I witnessed their consequences of poor waste disposal, with plastics littering all over areas in communities. The worst was in 2005 at my age 10 when I contracted cholera and I had less than 10% chances of survival. Disappointed by my own story, I launched Ecomark Recyclers, an enterprise that works with refugees in the communities of Chakatu to collect plastic waste and exchange with us for cash or insurance. Globally, over 10 million metric tons of plastic waste end up in oceans, and in my own capital city, Kampala, over 51% of this is not collected. Also, currently Uganda has a 2.5 million housing deficit, and this is due to the fact that many Ugandans lack access to affordable and sustainable housing materials, with many people, especially in camps, surviving on less than $1 per day. EcoMark came up with a waste to wealth initiative whereby we use the plastic waste collected by the community members in the Chakatu refugee settlement. We transform it into eco-friendly plastic bricks and blocks using a chemical-free and energy-saving extrusion technology. And in this, we prevent plastic pollution, provide affordable housing facilities, we create jobs for the marginalized people in communities, which improves their income from $1 to $5 per day, and we also mitigate climate change. Our competitive advantage is that our product is 2 times stronger and termite resistant. They don't rot, they have zero breakages once used, and most importantly, 30% way cheaper than the conventional concrete and clay bricks on the market. This could not have been possible coming up with a solution if we don't have a nice team. Our team is comprised of both technical, marketing, finance, and we are supported by a team of technical board of advisors who have actually done a very great job to see us go up to the next levels. In Africa, there is over $822 billion market for the construction sector. And in my own country, Uganda, we have $700 million. And our target, which is to attract 3% of this share, we believe that by the end of the third year in 2024, we shall have attracted over $21 million. Our business model is quite very simple in a way that we work with community members who collect plastic waste and exchange with us through our established collection centers. We manufacture the plastic waste into eco-friendly plastic bricks at our factory at a cost of $0.2. We then sell our bricks through retail distribution at a cost of $0.5 per brick, getting a profit margin of $0.3 per brick. Our impact to date, we have been able to withdraw over 10 metric tons of plastic waste from communities, created 100 plus jobs for the community members, and in this, we have been able to withdraw prevent 25,000 kilograms of carbon emissions.
Ronald, 3 minutes are up.
Oh, thank you.
I know. I know there's so much to say and share. It's hard to do it all at once, but you can hop in the comment section later and add some more if you'd like as well.
Yes.
And Renata, would you like to go first this time?
Sure. Great. I love your idea. I think it's amazing. I'm actually, one of my startups is a B corporation, so it's social impact. So this is warm to my heart, and I want to protect the environment and globally. So I understand. So great mission. I do have some questions about MVP, like in your process. So there's three things. I understand who's collecting it. How efficient is that process? And can you streamline that? And how quickly can you clean up and get all that? So I want to, it's manual right now. Is there any other way? And you have the government behind you to actually help with this. Second question is your process patentable? Do you have IP on this? If not, can you get IP on it? Because what constitutes someone else coming in and copying you? And then third part was, have you actually built a building where someone's living in it? And how is that wear and tear? And can this process be applied in all different clients? So those are.
Yeah, Ronald, can you hit stop sharing so we can? That would be great.
So if you can kind of, those are the three main questions that kind of come to mind.
Can I answer this? Yeah, thank you so much for the questions. First of all, we work with the communities, and then we have the government, like the local government, Chegegwa district with us. Part of the activities we do is community sensitization and trainings. So we bring in the civil servants for the district to do this work. And it also helps us in waste management, because part of the work is supposed to be done by the local government, but when we come in, we help them somewhere. So to date, we have been able to have a fully developed prototype, and our next step is to go to testing the beta, and then we can do mass production by the end of this year. Yeah, so we already have NGOs who are interested to test our product in schools around the refugee settlement. Yeah, then from there we can now know how best the product works. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, Hookjin.
Yeah, Ronald, great presentation. I love the easy to read cleanliness of the deck, and the pace in which you're talking is very mission driven. I love that, and so all of that really resonated really well as an investor. The question I have for you, which I didn't quite catch, was the technology itself, how you're actually doing what you're doing. I think a little bit further explanation of exactly what you're doing to that plastic, right? In terms of, disinfecting it, cleaning it, crushing it, and, solidifying and molding it, all of that, would be really helpful. There may be others that are doing these things. And so really understanding the competitive landscape would help to know that. And then lastly, because you have the community helping you, and then you go off and you have to deliver this stuff, to your warehouse, to manufacture, and you now have to distribute it. What'd be really interesting to know is the unit economics of that whole process, right? For every one brick you make, what is the cost and the breakdown, so that we know that this is the biggest concern of a lot of these kind of ESG type companies is whether or not it's a truly sustainable business and a profitable business. So having understanding of the unit economics of that, I think will be really, really important. And so that's what I would love to see in this presentation next time.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for that.
And
about the IP.
Yeah, go ahead, Annette.
Yeah, about the IP, well, I think when we come up with a free prototype, we shall go for patenting and other stages. Then about the processes, we came up with a cost of $0.2 through the development of the prototype. Because we work with community members who collect plastic waste, then we buy from them at the cost of 700 shillings per kilogram. Then in that, we transport our factory here, and we do shredding, chopping them into plastic. And then from there, we do extrusion, whereby we mix. The uniqueness with us is that we mix, most people use sand with plastic, but we're now having a product of agriculture waste, which most people have not used in their. So we actually want to patent the agriculture waste part of it in our next phases of development.
Yeah. And we sort of have to wrap your pitch up. I just want to know, like what Nada said, anybody living in the?
I don't think built it yet.
I don't think they built it yet.
Actually, and I just have one
Prototype.
suggestion. Why would you not consider being a nonprofit and get grants from the government since they're already supporting you? Because I mean, going back with you, John's comment, we're always looking for what's the exit strategy. Is it profitable? But this is such a big impact. You could get finance from like grants.
Yeah, thank you so much. EcoMark started as a youth-led initiative. We started as a CBO, community-based organization. But in the part of the work we are doing, we looked at it as being business. That's why we actually changed from a CBO to a company.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's a nice idea. Thank you so much.
One quick comment, question, I guess, also is if you have, if this is a, there's a very great social mission behind this. Instead of just paying the people as jobs, I was wondering if you could actually provide a large upside opportunity for them by doing a profit sharing, and by that you help the community even further, right? All community members can share in this effort, right? So that's another thing you might want to consider rather than just hiring people as an employee. And it might save you some cash up front if you're not paying them, but we're all mission driven to help you, and we all benefit the upside of the profit.
Absolutely. And I got to tell you, these questions that we're hearing today, everybody, is the reason why you raise your hand and you apply to pitch. All right. Yeah. It's 100% beneficial to you and your startup. Find the courage, make it happen, get whatever training you need to make it happen. Our next presenter is not here yet, but I'm going to pop Ronald out. Thank you so much, Ronald. And
yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, yeah, here comes Rebecca. Yay. So thank you so much. And everybody, you can continue to ask questions in the comment section. And I know Ronald will hop on there and answer them for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys are amazing. So many great responses, such great help. And everybody else is also learning from everything you're doing. And there she is. It's Rebecca from Rebecca Rosenberg, founder of Reboka, and she is live from New York City, ready to glow and share her startup with us today. How you doing?
I'm good. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay.
Excellent. Let's get your deck shared. And audience, thank you so much for your great questions and insights and input. We are going to have the panelists answer some of your broader questions. What do we need in our deck? Etc. After the final pitch right now with our fourth fab female founder, Rebecca from Reboka. And you go ahead and get started, Rebecca.
Okay. So hi, everybody. My name is Rebecca. And as a student with a significant visual disability, when I went off to college, it was expected that I would be taking this. This device, called a CCTV, is the current gold standard in vision assistive technology. It's also about $2,300. Not only does this already price out many individuals in need, it's also not designed for them. The assistive technologies on the market today have been designed for those who are blind or very near blind and are not well suited for those with good functional vision. While alternatives to the CCTV do exist, they present the same problems of being bulky, expensive, and overly complicated. Either that, or they're one size fits all and nearly useless. That's why we at Reboka have designed the Simply Seeing Vision Assist system. The app is capable of leveraging the camera capabilities of the smartphone already in your pocket to provide clear vision to all individuals. The image adjustment app allows users to create personalized preset video filters to set the app for use in any situation, from reading the back of a medication bottle to seeing a faraway animal at the zoo. While our algorithm will help users determine the best settings for use in any situation, they'll still have the flexibility to tweak adjustments as needed. This system is portable, customizable, and an order of magnitude less expensive than competitors. Additionally, we plan to offer a kit of external smartphone lenses that can make the camera work better for distance or close-up viewing. This technology allows individuals with moderate low vision a level of independence they otherwise would not be able to achieve. With a total addressable market of about $1.5 billion a year, The app will be available for download on the App Store and Google Play. It will be initially free with tiered paid subscription upgrades to be able to save more presets. We expect to be able to capture about 10% of our serviceable addressable market in the first 5 years based on our strategic partnerships as well as our first mover advantage on keywording for some certain vision impairments. In June of this year, we launched a beta test with partner organizations and clinicians, which has gained attention both from people with vision impairments as well as those who work in low vision rehabilitation. Here you see just part of our amazing team of staff and advisory board members who have experience in everything from clinical practice to systems development and who have a proven history of success. We're currently seeking funding to build out the functionality of our technology, to increase brand awareness and build community for those with low vision, to grow our team, and finally, to create a world where everyone can simply see. Thank you very much.
Wow, under 3 minutes. Bravo. Woo! Excellent job, Alexa off. And right, you can hit one more to the right, all the way to the right is stop share.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay, Hyukjin, this is you. Go.
Yes. Thank you for the pitch. A few questions I have for you. One, there are a lot of assisted imaging tools and apps that are out there already. And so the question I have is, why do we need another one like the one you're using, right? So I was at Samsung Ventures, so we worked a lot on the mobile side, and there's a lot of advanced features in the assistive side, and so even if you forget about all that, but if you take a camera and take a picture of it, there's what's called TTS, text to speech, where it automatically converts. And so instead of having to highlight every single one, why can't you use these other technologies? It wasn't clear to me what you needed is specific. And if there is a specific need for what you're doing, then the next question I have is, how big is that market for that specific need that you have? Because the total TAM that you mentioned, I think it's under about $1 billion from what you said, but the serviceable market is even smaller. The overall market size seems to be a little bit small for venture capital funds to be coming in. But again, from that perspective, I think you need to talk about where you can go from here to target even a larger market beyond that. Okay.
Yeah, so I can respond to that really quickly. You make a really great point. The thing is that our specific target market is individuals with moderate low vision. So things like text to speech are actually really invasive for people like myself when you don't need that. Like, I can use my functional vision to be able to read. I just need to get it up like a little bit closer. And it's difficult and kind of uncomfortable for people who don't need things read out loud to them when maybe even personal information is kind of being projected kind of around. So to that point, the numbers that I did show are for the low vision market. And remind me again, please, of your third question.
No, if your market is that small, or if you're talking about a specific market, right, the market's going to be small. And so how do you target even a larger market to draw in the venture interests?
Yes. So from here, we expect that this will move to not only being a technology that's useful to people with low vision, but also for individuals who just use reading glasses as an alternative to their reading glasses, which people have a tendency to lose. And sometimes they don't have the right magnification. Again, it's not something that's customizable or fit to a person's unique situation. And so that is, I think, expected to grow to about $54 billion by 2025, just because of the aging population.
Wow.
Do you think you can't zoom in on the mobile phone to actually see the letters that way? It's not possible?
So that is possible, but it's useful to have the additional adjustment settings that we provide in order to adjust the contrast and things like exposure. So I almost see what you're describing as proof that this is a technology that people are going to use, because you do see people who try to do that. Menus at dark restaurants, they're trying to use their phone, but this just provides the extra functionality to allow them to do it better.
Excellent. I'm just going to throw up Gary Bartos. Thank you, Gary, for your great question. I believe, Jen addressed this and that Rebecca answered that. but that was great. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
All right, Renata.
Great. Well, awesome presentation. And I actually feel this pain point as an aging adult because I can't read menus at restaurants in dark limb. And also my daughter has strabismus, and she's going to have probably a very similar condition as yours, and she's only in 9th grade. So she may need a second surgery. So she's already had one. So I have empathy, and I feel the pain point for myself and for my daughter. But one of the things that regardless of the technology and validation of this market size, and whether it's venture-ish, I wanted to know, I'm a big go-to-market strategy person, and I also know that these apps are not, it's a very low chance that people actually download apps. So I would take your numbers even down further and do some research on that. How are you going to what's your go-to-market strategy? How are you, and specifically, I know your market size, but who's your target audience? Is it women? Is it men? Is it like age 25? Is it age 65? To understand their their psychographic, like what are they doing? Are they on the phone? Are they on the laptop? Where are they? And how are you going to get to them? And how are you going to get them to download the app? How are you, what's your customer acquisition cost? And how are you doing that?
Yes. Okay. So I have a couple of slides here. So distribution channels include direct to consumer, like the App Store and Google Play, how you would normally download an app. But there are also organizations who specifically support those with visual impairments. And one of their core goals is actually to match people with vision impairments with technology that's right for them. We've identified at least one of these in each US state. They're required to be in each US state. And so basically it would look something like this. Through one way to get to consumers is through the App Store and Google Play. Additionally, consumers go to the ophthalmologist for their regular checkups. Ophthalmologists, when they see people who are having more challenges, they refer them to these organizations that I mentioned that support the visually impaired. And we're beginning to partner with those organizations, including organizations like the National Organization for Albinism and Hypopigmentation. And they can introduce students and individuals to our technology through what's called technology assessment meetings. And this is how we'll get to know those partners, as well as our planned partnerships with ophthalmologists directly. We have a few of them on our advisory board.
That's excellent. One more question, and then we're going to thank Rebecca for her wonderful presentation and pitch. Did you have one, Hookton?
No, I'm all set.
Okay, you're all set. Great. Bravo. I mean, this is a grad student who's squeezing in building a business, right? Because, of course, that's what some founders do, right? So congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us and being willing to share your business with us, Rebecca. We're going to, folks will know how to reach out to you and connect with you. And I'm just wishing you tremendous success.
Thank you very much.
With Rebecca. And I got to tell you, that team you have on board, right, everybody? Great team supporting this organization. Great job in, aligning them and recruiting them on board to help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, team, we have a few questions here that, are broader questions that I think we can address while we have some time left. And that is, what is the right amount of content to put on each slide? Is there a template that can be followed? Thank you, Meyer, for your question.
Renata, you want to take this, or you want me to take it?
I'll take it. I love this. My favorite thing is a pitch. I mean, I'm a founder, and also I'm on the VC side. I always rule like the KISS, keep it simple and stupid. I mean, especially for a 3-minute pitch. So the less words, I'm a boothy, I'm an MBA. I don't like a lot of words. I came from corporate. I rather talk than hear the words. So just so you should really only have like 3 points per slide that you want to get across, 1 to 3. You don't want to over jam it in. I also think the order of you're telling a story, and you have to make sure, usually I think it's like 10 to 12 slides. I mean, for a total pitch, but in this is maybe like 5 or 7. But I think you want to make sure you're really not putting a lot of words. It's a lot of pictures and just maybe big bullet points, so people get the point across. I mean, that's very general, and there is an order. And you can go like problem, solution. I'm sure he's just going to.
I have my favorite order, which is, you're absolutely right. After that one slide, one liner, so everybody's on the same page. You have the problem, the solution, who you're solving it for, your product demo. And then I like to personally bring in the team at this point so everybody understands the rock star team you have in place to implement and execute what you're going to talk about next, which is the business model, traction, go-to-market strategy, all those important things you want to bring in, depending on how long you have. I agree, financials, competitor landscape are important. I like a really quick, this is what we're looking for and how we're going to use it and how it's going to leverage our business and scale the way we want to. And then, of course, as Hook Jin said, that nice exit slide, just a couple of logos of, ideas that people who might be interested in buying or a different type of exit. What are your thoughts, Hook Jin?
Yeah, I up with everything what people said here. For each slide, in my opinion, you should have one idea. You can have up to three bullet points, but it should be one idea supporting that one. 3 bullet points supporting that one idea, but it should be one idea per slide. And a lot of people try to jam so much in, it really, makes it difficult for the VCs who all have ADHD to keep focus. And so definitely have 1 point. And then in general, when it comes to everything, I think when you're doing sales, whatever, there are 3 or 4 major key points that they're all trying to get to an answer. And these are what I call the 4 whys. What I mean by that is like, why are you doing what you're doing, right? 2, why this specific industry, right? Why your company? And then lastly, why you? Why should we invest in you? VCs typically invest in maybe, out of 100 companies they look at, they invest in 1 or 2 companies. Typically, they'll look at, 1,000, 2,000 companies per firm, let's say, on average. They'll probably invest in 5, 6 companies a year, right? So out of a couple of thousand companies, we only have 5 bullets, right? That's a very, very low. So you have to really explain the first 3 whys I mentioned are fairly easy to answer relatively. But to answer why you is really hard, right? Because there are many other MBA students, there are many other tech founders, there are many other people doing ESG. And so really honing in on that and really understanding yourself, I think is really key when you're doing a pitch.
I also would add, one of the things that I get captivated by is somehow quickly, I know if it's 3 minutes or if you have a little longer, when you say why you, like not only is it part of a pain point that you've experienced, but maybe it's something like an overcoming adversity. Like me, I like to invest in founders that know how to overcome adversity. And because if things are bad, they can turn it around. I mean, that really is a hook for me.
I agree 100%. Great question. I am going to bring up, of course, one of our favorite startup community members, the one and only Stephen Vilkas. His question is, what can we do to help make the pitching landscape more accessible and inclusive? I don't know about you, but I want more entrepreneurs from all over the world shooting their shots and feeling comfy doing so. Love Stephen's language.
Yeah, I mean, my fund is trying to do exactly that. We're really trying to create a global, startup ecosystem. My fund is a deep tech and digital health focused cross-border fund specifically. I think we're one of the few, if not the only, cross-border deep tech fund here in the East Coast. And we really want to try to help people get access to investors and corporates and partners. And so I'm all game about doing that. There are a lot of opportunities, to pitch in front of VCs, but there are a lot of incubators that are doing it for zero equity, right? And getting in front of them, you can get multiple shots in front of other investors. And so I would leverage that. And then many universities have tremendous opportunities to provide demo days and access to investors and mentors. And so leveraging that ecosystem, I think, is really, really important.
Yeah, I would add, so I'm Latina and the pockets that for my fund that I'm targeting is a lot of the university accelerators, like Y Combinator, like the traditional accelerators. But it's hard to get to the markets that aren't, as popular, like, Austin and some of the upcoming Minneapolis. But so what I suggest, and I've seen, and this is nothing against new founders, but that have never done a pitch before, don't know what the order is, have never presented. I think before you start investing, when you think about your timeline of like you're developing, you want as much practice and much feedback. So taking advantage of the accelerators before you start raising, and it actually helps you prepare how to sell and how to get prepared, rather than, because you want to make sure you get as much feedback before you go to the real deal. So I look at founders that actually have no idea how to pitch, and I don't have time to actually hold their hands and have them tweak I say, why don't you try I make some suggestions with accelerators and then come back to me, because I think when you don't have the knowledge, or you're younger, or you don't have the experience, you've never been an entrepreneur, you need to get that feedback. And I think accelerators and incubators are a great way to do it.
Excellent feedback. James, can I do this one last question? Do we have time?
Go ahead.
Okay, from Hakeem. When pitching, what is the most important slide to nail when looking at seed funding?
Oh.
So many.
Oh, I think I know. I mean, I don't know if you, I think for me, I don't know. And this is a trick question, but I feel like for me, seed, you need to show traction, and you need to show why you need the money. Like, how are you going to scale? I think I'd like to see a financial model.
For me, it's about differentiation. Like why you and the product? Like, what is it about it that's so unique that that everyone's gonna be all over it? There's no one who can catch up to you. And so that founder showing the uniqueness and the moat, I think, is really important, at least for me. So that's what I would focus on.
Yay. Oh, you guys have been tremendous today. Thank you so much. Someone was asking about the clappers. Gotta have the clappers out there. Great job. I'm so happy for everybody who tuned in. You have so many events, James, right now at SBW 2021.
Yes. So thank you, Andy. Thank you, Renata. Thank you, Hyukjin. And thank you to the founders who presented today. It was a great session. I went by really quick. If you've got more time, we have plenty more events coming up. Just click in, go to the agenda, and take your pick. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you later.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.